Hi, I'm Madison from the Tomorrow marketing team, and today we're at AMS 2026 in Houston. We're going to be speaking to some of our space and sensors team as well as our weather scientists today. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Eric Stromberg. I'm the VP of Space and Sensors Engineering at Tomorrow.io. So what we're doing here is really trying to change the way that weather impacts the overall decisions that happen on a day-to-day basis. So really kind of how people live, work, and play on planet Earth. And so being able to advance either the capabilities that we have, being able to improve on models that we have and the operational forecasts, being able to improve the accuracy of the data products really allows us to really move the needle on how people use weather to make decisions on a day-to-day basis, however that impacts them on their personal life and their professional life and their work life, et cetera. And so really trying to change the way that make weather an intelligent data product that people can use. Really, I think the biggest thing is the breadth of how weather impacts. So it doesn't matter if, there's very obvious pieces from, if you're a farmer, for instance, and really want to understand how weather or impacts your crop growth, but even trying to understand like how professional sports teams make decisions on how they run their logistics for games, or DoorDash or Instacart or somebody like that is being able to have these massive fleets of people that are out there and being able to make decisions on how to protect both the drivers themselves, the product that they have, being able to make decisions that overall save people's lives and impact the way that they do things. That's really, I think, one of the things that weather touches all aspects of everything that happens in the world and in the nation. So one of the biggest things that weather intelligence really does is allow you to really pre-coordinate and make decisions based off of facts and intelligence and forecasting and accurate forecasting versus, hey, a snowstorm starts, oh crap, I needed to be able to get, snowplows that are out or de-icing for planes or things like that. Versus if you have this weather intelligence aspect, you can be able to say, all right, in 2 hours, I need to be able to have this amount of snowplows out on the road. I need to be able to have this set up for de-icing planes or something like that. And so you become very prepared and not as reactionary to trying to come up with ways or solutions. So you can actually pre-plan, you can move freight, you can move people, you can kind of coordinate everything that has to happen in advance versus being very reactionary to kind of, hey, something's happening now I have to respond to it. So I think my one piece of advice would be just don't underestimate weather. I mean, everyone talks about kind of severe weather and there's very obvious impacts, especially for instance, like this winter storm that just rolled through that's impacting a very significant portion of the world or the country right now. Being able to understand that weather really has an impact on every day-to-day decisions and being able to make sure that you are being able to fund various aspects, especially from like the engineering side and the science or the satellite side and the observation side. A lot of our technology is becoming obsolete or going out of, but reaching end of life essentially. And so, a lot of this stuff has been prolonged over and over and over again. Whereas what we need to do is really get to the point that we are, again, not being reactionary, but being prepared so that we're not waiting for a satellite to essentially stop working and we're not waiting for a data set to stop being generated. We're actually thinking ahead and being able to forecast, okay, this is exactly what we need. This is when we need it. And we're going to make all of these improvements, be able to make sure that we're ready to go essentially. So AI really has changed the way that we do things, especially on the engineering side. So in my role, leading kind of the engineering development for our satellite platforms, really leveraging AI to be able to make decisions and be able to close on trade spaces and trade studies, being able to feed it massive amounts of information, constraints, parameters, things that we need to meet, and then being able to have it help us make decisions and inform decisions to be able to either reduce risk, improve schedule, improve performance. And so really making sure that we can validate our decisions, which, processes that used to take, a year or two potentially on some of these more traditional programs, we can do now in the matter of weeks, using AI and leveraging AI models to be able to do that. And very much so, 2 years ago, especially with the kind of evolution of the way that AI has been generated, it really has allowed us to, the models that are being built, the fact that AI is so prevalent in the world today, it really allows it to be able to say, okay, I need to be able to do X, Y, and Z, and somebody has either thought about it, somebody has decided they wanted to implement it, somebody has decided that, hey, I've been able to experiment with this, and so being able to leverage a lot of, we'll call it the community and public input or aspects, really allows us to not have to reinvent the wheel every time, and I think that has massively accelerated the ability for incorporating AI into kind of standard day-to-day engineering decisions. So we are very excited about Deep Sky and what is going to be able to bring. This constellation is being built specifically to integrate into our AI world and into our AI models. And so we're making really leaps and improvements in capability and technology and advancements to be able to make sure that all of this data set that we would be able to generate would be able to feed directly into our models, but directly into our AI incorporations and into our platform, so we can get it to our customers. And being able to build a constellation specifically for that purpose is something that we're very, very excited about here, and we're very much looking forward to.